Good afternoon, friends. I am going to be doing another extreme grocery budget challenge video. This time I'll be doing 3 nights of $3 dinners. So I'm going to spend $9 total and the average will be $3 per night. This will be dinner for myself, my husband, and my toddler. So I'll only be using the ingredients that I purchased today, with the exception of butter or oil for cooking, as well as salt and pepper and common spices that I have on hand. First, let's head in store to pick out these ingredients, and then I'll show you the meals that I make using what I purchased today. My first stop is at Aldi. I know that Aldi was kind of a bust last month, but I'm planning on picking up some canned goods, and Aldi definitely has cheaper prices on canned goods than Walmart. This Aldi is less than a mile away from Walmart, so it's very little hassle for me to go to both stores. The first thing that I'm going to pick up today are 2 cans of beans. I'm going to pick up Cannellini beans and also some Garbanzo beans as well. They're priced at 55 cents each, so that's a great deal. In this instance, since I need 2 different types of beans and I'm only getting a can each, it is cheaper to buy the pre-made cans than to get the dried bags. I'm also going to pick up some crushed tomatoes. This big 28-ounce can is only 85 cents, and I'm planning on using this in 2 different meals. I'm trying to pick out the most essential ingredients first so that I know if I have to modify the recipes that I'm using or if I have more left over to pick up some extra items that I want. Another thing that I'm going to pick up is some canned corn. You can see Aldi really does have very cheap prices on their canned goods because this can of sweet corn is only 47 cents. These are all of the canned goods that I'm going to pick up today, and at this point I've spent $2.42. There's one more ingredient that I'm going to pick up today here at Aldi, and that's heavy whipping cream. It's priced at $1.55. That's 5 cents cheaper than the Walmart price in my area. It's funny how I have the prices of certain items memorized because I pick them up so often. This is everything that I'm picking up at Aldi today, and my total should be $3.97. That will leave me with $5.03 to spend at Walmart. I just checked out at Aldi and everything rang up correctly. My math was correct. I paid $3.97. In Kentucky, we don't pay sales tax on food items. I have over half of my budget left to spend at Walmart, but there are a lot of things that I want to pick up. Hopefully I can pick up most of them. The first thing that I'm going to pick up is this vegetable broth, priced at $1.22. I noticed at Aldi that it was actually higher. It was $1.45 there. And now I've spent over half of my budget. I'm going to pick up a familiar staple, which is brown rice. It's priced at 70 cents here at Walmart. I'm picking up brown rice rather than white rice because it has a little bit more calories, protein, fiber, and nutrients in it than white. However, white rice would also work in the meals that I'm preparing. Next, I'm going to grab a half dozen eggs. They raised the price again. They're 86 cents. I think last time I picked them up for an extreme grocery budget challenge, they were 77 cents. And that was just a few months ago. Eggs are a great cheap source of protein. With these eggs, I've spent $6.75, which means that I only have $2.25 to purchase all of the produce that I'll need for my meals. The first thing that I'm going to pick up in the produce department is a potato. It's priced at 78 cents per pound. I'm going to take it over to the scale and weigh it because I don't have very much left in my $9 budget. I need an exact amount. I like how my store has digital scales rather than the dial scales. It makes it a lot easier to figure out the cost. And this potato should be about 45 cents. I'm cutting it pretty close now. I've spent $7.20, which means that I only have $1.80 left. Onions are 98 cents per pound. I picked out 2 small ones. I'm going to see how much they weigh. If these onions weigh over a pound, I might have to put one back. And it looks like the 2 of them weigh over a pound, so I'm going to put them back and get just one. I found one big onion to replace those 2. It's 0.88 of a pound, which means it's about 86 cents. I think I'll be able to stretch this big onion out into all the meals that I'm preparing. I'm getting really close to that $9 total now. I'm up to $8.06. I'd like to pick up a red pepper as well as a bell pepper, but I think I'll just have to settle for the bell pepper. It's priced at 78 cents each, so I'm going to try to find the biggest one. Some of these are kind of wrinkly, so I'm going to avoid all of the wrinkly ones too. If I had some room to spare in my budget, I would also pick up a poblano pepper. This one looks pretty big. Once I add this bell pepper into my total, I'm up to $8.84, which means I'm just 16 cents short of that $9 budget. It looks like my store doesn't have any bulk garlic left, but I pushed some of the other garlic aside and I found some broken bulbs down at the bottom. Garlic is $3.98 per pound. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh this one. If it doesn't weigh too much, I'll pick it up. This is pretty small, so I can't see it as weighing very much. And this little thing only weighs 0.06 pounds, which means that it's only 23 cents. I do need garlic in my recipe, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, even though that puts my total at $9.07. This is everything that I'm picking up at Walmart. I'm gonna go ahead and check out and let you know how it goes. Everything went smoothly at checkout. When I get home, I'll show you my receipts. I'm back from the store and this is everything that I picked up today. I'll show you both receipts. This is my receipt from Aldi. The total is $3.97. And this is my receipt from Walmart and the total is $5.10. So both receipts together are $9.07. So I'm a little over budget, but I did get back 5 cents on swag bucks for the onion and 5 cents for the potato. So that puts me 3 cents under budget. So now I'm going to show you all the meals that I make with these ingredients. Tonight I'm making a very simple version of Chana masala. I won't be using all of the rice, onion, garlic, crushed tomatoes, or heavy whipping cream tonight. I'll also be using some of those on later nights. I'm going to be using this curry powder. If you don't have curry powder, you might have some of the spices that make up curry powder that you can use. And here it is cooking before I add the heavy whipping cream. Here's the finished product. I tasted it and it turned out really well. I'm serving this over brown rice, but I know most of the time you'll see this served over white rice. I have a little bit left in the pot, so my husband can go back for seconds if he wants. This was my toddler's favorite meal of all 3 nights. For night 2, I'm going to start off by making Spanish rice, and these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. For spices, I'm going to use cumin and also some oregano, as well as salt and pepper. You could also use chili powder, paprika, cayenne pepper if you don't have these spices. The other ingredients that I'm going to use are garlic, half of the bell pepper, a fourth of the large onion, oil, a cup of brown rice, crushed tomato, vegetable broth, and butter. Before I add the vegetables or any of the wet ingredients, I'm browning the rice in that butter and oil. I cooked the vegetables and the garlic in the pot before I added the wet ingredients. This is going to simmer on low for about 45 to 50 minutes. While the Spanish rice is cooking, I'm going to make a Spanish potato tortilla. I already chopped up my potato and I'm using part of the onions that I didn't add into the Spanish rice. The other ingredients that I'm using are vegetable oil to cook in, salt and pepper to taste, as well as the half a dozen eggs. I minced some garlic, but then decided against using it. The first thing that I'm going to do is fry the potatoes in the oil. I'll add the onions in after this has been cooking for a little while. I added the fried potatoes and onions into the eggs. I decided against using any garlic. Now I'm going to add this to the pan to cook. I removed the oil from the potatoes and then put a little bit of butter on the bottom of my nonstick pan. I'm cooking this on low. I'm going to use a plate to flip it and cook the other side as well. This is what it looks like after it's cooked. I'm going to go ahead and slice it up and serve dinner. This is dinner night 2, Spanish rice and Spanish tortilla. I tasted the rice and it has a really great flavor to it, so I'm really happy with how that turned out. For dinner on night 3, I'm going to make a vegetarian soup. I'm going to use the rest of the bell pepper and the rest of the onion. And the rest of the garlic too. This is the garlic from last night that I didn't use. I'm also going to use the cannellini beans and the corn, as well as the rest of the vegetable broth. I'll be using oil to cook with. I'm going to use some water and also some of this heavy whipping cream. I'll be using salt and pepper as well as chili powder and cumin. I'm also cooking the rest of the rice. The first thing that I'm doing is cooking the pepper and onion. I cooked the garlic with the pepper and onion, and then I added in my broth, half a cup of water, and all of the spices. I'm going to let this simmer for a little while. To give a creamy consistency to the soup, I blended up some of the beans in the water. I added the rest of the ingredients to the soup and cooked for 10 more minutes. My husband's adding a little bit of heavy whipping cream on the top of each bowl of soup. This just gives it a richer flavor. You can also add the heavy whipping cream into your pot of soup at the end of the cooking time. I have rice on the side of each dish, but I will probably add my rice into my soup before I eat it. I'm also adding crushed red pepper on top of my soup and my husband's soup. And this is what the soup looks like with the rice added in. It's definitely a lot more hearty with the rice. At the end of a challenge, I always show you what ingredients I have left. And this is it this time. I only have heavy whipping cream left over. I have about half of this container, but I used up every single other ingredient that I purchased. If you saw my last video for the 4 nights of $4 dinners, you might remember that I had enough left over where I could have made an entire another dinner, but that is not the case this time. So that was my $3 dinner challenge. It was definitely a lot more difficult than the $4 dinner challenge. I know that I didn't have the perfect ingredients for each dish, but all of them turned out tasting well. There were ingredients that I wanted to purchase but wasn't able to due to the budget constraint. I would like to do 2 nights of $2 dinners next month, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. I'll have to come up with something good. And I might just have to make the dinners for myself rather than my family. We'll see. If you want to see that, please leave me a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for watching. Check out my Instagram and TikTok. They are both at Amy Way to Save.